Friends, we're getting some pretty interesting reports out there. Wisconsin and Georgia having serious issues out there. One of them actually getting a cyber attack, the other one having their systems crash. We got a lot to talk about. We're going to be talking about security and everything like that, along with how many people out there we're being told now by some of these states shouldn't be, but are anyway. Okay, we got information on that. We got, like I said, a lot to talk about. I know a lot of people are out there going already to vote already, or you're going in the next couple of days. We want to keep you up to date on everything that's going on out there, all the news related to that. The current recommendations are to go in person if possible. That mail-in is okay, but try to do in person early. If you can't do that, do in person on the day. And if that's looking like you're not 100% on that, then do mail-in. All right, friends, let's jump into it. Welcome to the Poplar Report. I'm Steve Poplar. I'm an accountant by trade, and we got this election coming up in 13 days. We got 13 more days to get votes in, so definitely do that. All right, so first day open, we had an issue in Wisconsin. Now, with all of the money that the United States spends, and I don't know if you know how much money the United States spends, though I'm not sure the United States knows how much the United States spends on elections. But there have been people out there and institutions who have tried to figure out how much the United States spends just to count things, count the ballots. And roughly every year, it's about $5.3 billion per year on average. Now, on presidential elections, 2020 and such, it was probably about $10 billion. That's about half the price of building an aircraft carrier. So you could build an aircraft carrier, or you could count 2 elections. This isn't campaigning. This isn't talking about anything else other than just hiring people, renting spaces, hiring people to man the booths, man the election counts, and then count them and then tally them. If you think that we should get the Count Dracula back from Sesame Street to count for us, that would probably be more efficient. Now, other places that we see in the world, like Taiwan, where they, I believe they use volunteers to count them, but they use paper ballots. They count them one at a time. $10 billion. Let's just use that as the number here. $10 billion to get this election right. And what do we get for it? Georgia under Cyberattack. It crashed it aimed to crash the website for state voters in Georgia requesting absentee ballots. Now, they supposedly successfully pushed back this cyber attack, but a cyber attack on Georgian servers. And then we have Wisconsin, like I said. Their system supposedly came down on numerous occasions because there was such heavy, too many voters came out. They didn't expect that much traffic. Well, I mean, people showed up to vote. So the system outage, they had intermittent outages. They had, they said that there were severe delays, and here's the wording, periodic outages. So there you have it from 2 states, and I don't know how many other states had issues, and we just didn't even get any reports on it from. But so we have the United States spending $10 billion, and I don't think any country in the world spends anywhere remotely close to that amount of money. And do we have the best operating system for elections? No. Amongst liberal democracies, and we're using that term for countries that have open and fair elections, or at least semi-fair elections of some sort. So basically 170 countries kind of fall into this category of like they're at least trying to have a real election. Other countries, they pretend to have elections, but they're really not. Like Belarus and some of these other countries. Even Russia, it's not a real election. I mean, you get the chance to vote for Putin, but you don't really get any real options. And that is what it is, okay? But of the 170 countries that supposedly are trying for a democracy, trying to have a democratically elected representation, whether it's by referendums or, basically in our system where we have a constitutional republic, you're basically electing democratically elected people. So of all the 170, we're dead last. We spend more money and yet function worse. Nobody else has these type of election issues. Nobody else has days upon days of who won. We don't know. We can't count them fast enough. We don't know what happened. No other country has it this way. Yet we spend more money and have a worse operating system. And it's by design, it surely seems. In Virginia, they instituted a non-citizen program to purge their voter rolls of non-citizens. 1,600 were removed. 1,600. Now, if there's like 5, okay, maybe that's a mistake. Maybe it's a boo-boo, Mistakes happen. Maybe just the same name or whatever. But 1,600 is not a boo-boo. It's not a dozen boo-boos. It's not like a bunch of boo-boos. 1,600 is a pattern. And those are the ones they found. How many did they not find? Texas purged 6,500. 6,500. Now, Idaho, interesting, they purged 36. Not quite as aggressive as some of these other states, but they're working on it, right? But one of the things that they found was that of these 36 they purged, some had already voted in previous elections. And I believe some had already voted in this election too. They found 87 instances of non-citizens voting in Idaho. They purged them, but they went, I wonder how many times these people have voted. 87 instances, that's how many times. So whenever people are like, no, they don't, this doesn't actually happen, it's not a real thing. Yeah, it is a real thing because we actually have, in Idaho, 87 instances, and I don't know how many instances those 6,500 down in Texas had. We really should get those numbers as well. Serious defects. Does that mean you should not vote? No, you should get out there and vote. You should get out there and vote. It looks like numbers are going in our way, in our favor right now. And that's why I keep saying run up the vote count. Run it up past what they can cheat. Now, the more they cheat, the more risk that they entail. The more easy it's going to be to expose the cheating. So let's make it as hard as possible for them to cheat. Now, we need to keep our eyes open, keep our eyes on the back of our heads. We need to record anything that seems to be nefarious and we need to report everything possible. If anyone out there starts getting the whole you already voted, we need that documented. If anything squirrely happens out there, report it to authorities, but also report it here as well. So make sure you send those in as updates to let us know experiences that you have firsthand. Don't tell me about people you've heard or you heard about somebody on Facebook or what. Firsthand, you experienced, or you can actually tell me the name of the person. Okay, we don't necessarily need to have that revealed, but like you need to be like Bob Smith here, who is a friend of mine. This happened to him. Okay, because those are the type of instances where we need to have names and stuff like that to make sure that they get followed up on by proper authorities. So document things well, friends. As you hear of things, feel free to ask questions. If you hear about something on Facebook, oh, I know a friend who had this happen to them. Ask the person, can you please privately share with me their name? Can you tell me where, what happened? Was it this election? Was it last election? Get the details. And document things, friends. This is I'm all about finding out what's on the store shelves, but this is a moment for this community. The Poplar report is about us together gathering information, and it's good to get news. It's good to get store updates. It's good to get supply chain issues out there exposed, but this is a moment where, as things happen, let's gather those reports and document them. Now, some of them aren't going to be appropriate to be shared on here, and that's fine. If you share information to us, make sure that it's well in hand. Okay, write down the things. Whether you share that information directly with me or not. If you're doing like an update, you probably don't want to put somebody's name on there, but make sure that you know their name, because we might need to follow up with you, and we might need to make sure that the right people are following up with those things, and make sure that they get that information. We'll also try to figure out how to better report some of this stuff to the powers that really need to know, so that they can hold the system accountable. This is a step where we need to expose. We need light into the dark places of all these things, and we need as much light as possible. So I know a bunch of you guys are already going to be poll observers, poll watchers, and awesome, great. Make sure that you know who to communicate with, and make sure those stories get out. Last time around, we had a lot of reports and everything like that, but it didn't stick. And that's the real shame. We weren't prepared to tell the stories. And this channel did not exist back then. So this channel and other channels are going to do our best, I think, to try to get those stories out. Now, I don't know how much we'll be able to do on YouTube, but we can do things on other ways. We can use YouTube to drive people to platforms. We can use our audience here to help get information out. And that is important stuff we're going to need to do. One thing that we're going to be doing is we're going to be able to definitely be free speech over on X. So Twitter, X. If you don't have an account, I know some of you guys got banned back in the day and you don't have an account anymore. I don't know what to tell you, if you can get back in or start a new account or what, but Twitter is where a lot of questions are being asked and attention is being given to things that need to be addressed. So we're going to be communicating definitely on Twitter. We're much more freely than what we'll be able to do here. But we will try to keep you updated on all the stuff going on out there, and we're going to be trying to connect better with some of the the people out there who are also very concerned about integrity and everything with the counts and everything. But vote in person if possible. Vote in person early if possible. Vote in person on the day of. If not possible, do early, then cool. And then if you're not certain that you're going to be able to do either one of those, then vote by mail, because that's better than not, okay? And it's better than a maybe. We need to get every vote out there, and you can also make sure that you are connecting with any kind of organizations in your area that are doing that. So Republicans or the Trump campaign, they've been looking for people to help and with these things and everything. So be doing what you can out there. I'm not super connected in with that, but some of you guys are. So make sure you're taking advantage of those opportunities and that you're supporting the people that are helping in those ways. All right, friends, we'll keep you up to date as everything unfolds in the coming days, as well as information comes filtering out to us on what's going on day by day. All right, friends, thanks so much for watching. If you want to check out another video from this channel, there's one right up there. I'll see you over there, or I'll see you guys later. Steve Poplar of the Poplar Report out.